Hello, my name's William O'Toole. I'm an events development specialist and I'm going to do a presentation on events as assets, the development of festival. The information is also found in this book, which is a manual and also a textbook regarding events as assets and how to develop strategies for governments and for companies. Who am I? I organised events for many years in various countries. These include festivals, concerts and various other kinds of events. I wrote the first textbook in event management, and as a result from that textbook we developed courses around the world in all kinds of countries, England, America. And then I worked as an event development specialist to European Union, United Nations and numerous companies and government or semi-government organisations. So what I'm about to tell you is from the front line of events. First thing to understand about events is there's many different kinds of events. We often think we know about it, but in fact when you look at any town, any city, any company, they have thousands of events. And therefore it's an asset. It's worth quite a lot of money and has a big return on investment. There are many types of events, from a duct tape festival to cat video festival where the cats actually turned up, to Kumbh Mela, which is a 12 million people event in India, and ones that you've probably never heard of before. In other words, they're an asset. An intangible asset, and there's a return on investment. Now, for example, the Islamic Development Bank, where I worked, had over $100 million worth of events. They didn't really know it because it was distributed over different departments, but they had a commercial return on investment, meaning it made money, some of these events. There was a social capital return on investment, which meant morale and pride in their company, and finally there was a goodwill return on investment, also called the brand. So the Islamic Development Bank was known. Same with the Australian Taxation Department, I worked with them, and the Dubai Shopping Festival. Dubai Shopping Festival is an interesting one because this was very much about the brand of Dubai and basically put Dubai on the map. So governments realise this huge return on investment, so do companies, well they're starting to, and now they want to rationalize it. They want to look at their events, which are the ones working, which aren't working, and the way to do that is through writing a strategy. So that was my job in many different companies, was to identify the situation, rationalize the system, train the personnel, and I'll talk about that later, and then assess and advise any events concepts or proposals. Now I'm going to illustrate this through my work in Saudi Arabia. Basically what happens is you develop a strategy. Strategy is a 5-year plan, and here are some strategies I developed for Dubai, for Aqaba in Jordan, for Saudi, and for various cities and towns. Let's go to the example of Saudi Arabia. I worked there from 2004, and the job was to create the events and festivals throughout Saudi Arabia in the 13 provinces. At the time I arrived there wasn't a lot going on, and I'll show you the results, the return on investment. That's what I want to illustrate here. We did this by, as I said, creating a strategy, okay, and the strategy resulted in a calendar of events in all the provinces, and I'll just show you some of those events. Here we can see a few. This is the Olive Festival in Al Jouf. They get over 1 million people to that event now. This is a biscuit festival that works extremely well, and this is a honey festival. These events were based on agriculture in Saudi Arabia, which is a growing industry. The Saudis want to put a lot of money into developing their country in preparation for when the oil runs out. There were all kinds of unusual events there. This is the fish chasing festival, that in Arabic says Maharajan al-Harid, and they chased fish, so we built on that. Then there were easy events to get together, like the Riyadh Food Festival, which was just a matter of contacting all the hotels in Riyadh. And as you can see, that's been a success as well. So it's all been a success, a huge success, and you can see that what it says here is that they've have a return on investment, a commercial return on investment of over 17 billion reals. That's around $5 to $6 billion over the period that I worked there. They also had a social capital return on investment, which was tremendously important. Pride in the country, networking the country. So if you'd like to find out more about this aspect of events, and this is the new area, events as assets, you can have a look at the websites there or have a look at the books. My name's William O'Toole, and I've been talking about events development regarding events as assets.